KOMU 8 News at 6 starts with breaking news.
Is Frank Haith walking away from Mizzou? He hopped on a plane for Tulsa this afternoon.
It could be the end of the Frank Haith era at Mizzou. Good evening, I'm Brittany Pieper.
And I'm Jim Ray. Thanks for joining us. KOMU can confirm Haith boarded a plane for Tulsa, Oklahoma 2 hours ago to talk to the Golden Hurricane about the head coaching job there. KOMU 8's Chris Trevino joins us here in the studio with the up-to-minute details. Chris.
Things happen quickly, don't they? That's how this usually goes. It appears Missouri coach Frank Haith is leaving to take the Tulsa head coaching job. An announcement from Tulsa could come as early as tonight. Haith boarded a plane for Tulsa this afternoon after Mizzou had given Tulsa permission to interview him. Haith emerged as a candidate to replace Danny Manning, who left Tulsa to become coach at Wake Forest. Haith and the Tigers just endured a disappointing season in which Mizzou missed the NCAA tournament. Attendance numbers at Mizzou Arena were down. Haith loses his top three scorers, Jabari Brown and Jordan Clarkson and Ernest Ross. Next year figures to be a massive rebuilding year for whoever the Mizzou coach is. At Tulsa, Haith certainly would get security with a new long-term contract. Now look at the history of Haith here. He's been here 3 seasons after coming from the University of Miami. The first year was really good, all those victories and NCAA tournament berth. The second year, they finished middle of the pack in the SEC, but made the NCAA tournament before another first-round loss. And, of course, this past season, disappointing as Mizzou settled for a number 8 seed in the conference and an NIT bid. But the overall mark is 76-28, so Tulsa excited to possibly get this coach who brings a winning record and comes from a bigger school.
You grew up in Tulsa. Why would he want to go to Tulsa University?
Good basketball school. Again, you wouldn't normally leave a major conference for that, but good basketball school. Think of the coaches that have been there: Nolan Richardson, Tubby Smith, Bill Self, Danny Manning. Football's not good there. Football won 3 games. Haith goes there. He gets a new contract, which gives him a lot of security. He's the big man on campus. And think of this: if next year is as bad as some of us think it will be for Missouri basketball, no matter who the coach is, he loses his job here, not by his choice. Then, with the Miami issues that follow him, it's hard for him to get right. His stock is down. If he goes to Tulsa and has success, he can come back up to a good job. So there's a lot of stuff. People say, why would he go to small school? Think about it. It makes a lot of sense. This way, he makes the call.
And stability at Mizzou. If he leaves, I mean, you've just got these 3 coaches that just, you know.
And you don't have many players because the recruits likely change their minds. You've got a very young group of guys coming back. Jonathan Williams, the best returning player. Wesley Clark, a kid who got in trouble, was suspended the last 2 games. It's thin. And it's like a coach told a young Chris Trevino starting out in this field years ago, you got to stay ahead of the posse. And these coaches know that better than anyone.
All right, Chris, thanks. Brittany?
Well, the news spread like wildfire around Columbia today, from Twitter and Facebook to bars and street corners. Everybody's talking about a story that nobody knew even at noon today. So KOMU 8's Alexis Rogers joins us with some of that fan reaction.
Now, MU basketball fans have mixed feelings about Haith leaving, and many say if this happens, another game changer is in a series. This will be another game changer in a series of game changers that Missouri athletics have had to face all throughout this past couple weeks.
I'm in between. I've got faith in Haith, but I think that another coach could do similar thing.
It's not surprising after that he's interested in different opportunities after the season that they've had.
At the end of the day, people are going to look out for their best interest. So as a coach, he's a man and a family man too. So I'm pretty sure he's looking out for his best interest and not concerned too much about everybody else.
There were quite a few fans who were still holding out hope that Haith will stay, and everyone will have to play the waiting game until it's official.
Okay, switching gears and sneakers now. Missouri lawmakers are trying to fix a budget blunder for the Liquor Control Department. In recent months, we learned a 2010 budget cut dramatically reduced the size of the division. Now, not as many bar owners are getting busted for breaking the rules. KOMU live in Jefferson City to explain a proposal to reverse the trend. Nick?
Well, High Street and reporting live in Jefferson City. Nick Thompson, KOMU 8 News.
Columbia-Boone County Public Safety Joint Communications got some international recognition today. The International Academies of Emergency Dispatch recognized it as an emergency fire dispatch center of excellence. The dispatch center is one of just 28 in the world to achieve fire accreditation. Dispatch centers earn the award by fulfilling 20 requirements. An IAED representative says the compliance requirement is the most difficult because it has strict guidelines on how to answer phone calls. Operations manager Brian Madewell says we have some of the best emergency responders in the world.
Hopefully it makes them feel a little bit safer, and also it has a little bit feather in their cap that they understand that, yeah, we do have some of the best personnel working for us in emergency services in the world.
Joint Communications answered 365,000 phone calls last year. Boone County Commissioner Daniel Atwell made today the official Public Safety Communications Appreciation Day. The Missouri Clean Energy District met this afternoon to discuss bonds that would allow communities across the state to complete energy-efficient projects. Pilot Grove in Cooper County needs to make updates to its wastewater treatment plant. Officials are looking to the district for money to make the improvements.
Communities are trying to find economical ways to solve that problem. One of them is through the use of new technology processes, many of which also come with the additional benefit of reduced energy consumption, and that's where we come in.
Pilot Grove is asking for $2 million from the district in order to make those improvements.
Parents of high school students are getting together tonight to talk about teen substance abuse. The counselor leading the forum says changes in friends, grades, or attitudes can signal larger problems. He says marijuana, alcohol, and prescription drugs are the most commonly abused drugs for teenagers. He also says having a strong relationship with your kids is good. It can also lead to kids helping other kids.
They know when one of their friends is having a problem, and they're oftentimes the best people to step in to help each other. So if you can help them find resources to do that, and that they can find some adults that they trust to help them do that, they will.
The forum is being held at this hour at Rockbridge High School. A diabetes specialist says she has seen a decrease in problems for diabetic patients, but doctors are finding the disease more than ever before. According to the CDC, the rate of heart attacks and death from high blood sugar has decreased by more than 60%. The rate of strokes and lower limb amputations declined by about 50%. The rate of kidney failure fell by about 28%. The CDC credits the rates to early screening and improved lifestyle choices. An MU specialist says a habit common to Missourians keeps the disease prevalent here.
We still have a high smoking rate in mid-Missouri and in Missouri in general, and that is a clear risk factor for worsening complications of diabetes.
Enrique says the best way to prevent diabetes and complications is to keep informed and visit your doctor.
A Moberly man was sentenced to 10 years in prison today for possession of child pornography. James Bugg learned his sentence in U.S. District Court in St. Louis. An investigation into Bugg began last April after the Boone County and Kirksville Regional Cybercrime Task Forces downloaded large amounts of child porn from the same shared computer in the Moberly area.
We're finally starting to enjoy some spring weather. Let's send it over to Rosie for a check of the forecast.
Thanks, Jim. Coming up in just a few minutes.
It can be difficult to buy gifts for others, and sometimes it ends up in a return. We'll tell you about one woman who found herself in a buying bind.